Hi guys, JT here, and today I'm bringing you some information on the Humble Bundle It and Friends Bundle of April 2025. To help me answer the question, should you buy it? By using the links in the description below, you'll gain access to this bundle and have the opportunity to gain early access to videos by buying a coffee through Buy Me a Coffee or Ko-Fi. Your support means the world to me, and I genuinely appreciate it. Anyway, let's get into this. At number 1 we have Doom Eternal, an FPS game that will have you shoot demons in the head and literally slice their skulls in front of your eyes in fast-paced action. Earth has been invaded by Hell's armies. Demons and monsters have destroyed much of Earth's cities and skyscrapers. You play as the Doom Slayer, and you need to fight and smash your way through demons across dimensions to stop the destruction of humanity. Compared to the 2016 game, Eternal is much bigger, faster, with plenty more story and lore. Even though Doom is not really known for its story, this entry brings the narrative to a whole new level. Gameplay-wise, Eternal is much faster and smoother. There's a lot of satisfaction in shooting your enemies with your arsenal weapons and watch as their bodies fall apart in front of you with every shot, before you go in for a glory kill and slice their heads off. There's more strategic thinking this time around instead of just mindlessly shooting and killing things. Some enemies will now have weak points that you need to destroy to make your life easier, like aiming for a turret on an enemy's head or blowing up a Mancubus' arm cannon before murdering them. Your arsenal has also been expanded with shoulder-mounted weapons like a flamethrower or a modifiable grenade launcher. Platforming is more of a focus this time around, with increased movement abilities like a shotgun that has a grappling hook on it, double jumping, directional dash, and climbing up tall structures. Exploration is highly rewarding, as you'll most likely find precious items that you can use to buy mods for your weapons, suit, and passive abilities, or even find various collectibles. Eternal ramps up the RPG elements of the Doom franchise by allowing for such explorations and upgrades. This game also features a central hub known as Fortress of Doom that is a bit like a man cave, where you can look at collectibles you found, practicing murdering demons, or jumping into your next mission. Multiplayer is also really fun this time around, with the battle mode where 2 players play unique demons going up against another player, playing as a juiced-up Doom guy. Doom Eternal is very fun and challenging, as you jump and zip around the level, finding various secrets, and crushing demon skulls in high-speed action. At number 2 we have Doom Eternal Year 1 Pass, a 2-part campaign expansion for Doom Eternal, the Ancient Gods Part 1 and Part 2, that picks up where the base game left off. You have saved humanity, but it is not over. Creation itself teeters on collapse, and you're the only one who can fix it. From the moment you drop into the Ancient Gods Part 1, you're thrown into chaos. Enemies hit harder, show up faster, and swarm in greater numbers. It is Doom, dialed to 11. No hand-holding, no warm-up. If you haven't sharpened your skills in the base game, expect to be ripped apart. The action is relentless, the environment's brutal, and the difficulty curve steep. Still, the payoff is immense. Nail a glory kill to clutch your way back from the brink, and you'll feel like an unstoppable force. Part 2 offers a satisfying conclusion to the Doomslayer saga. It introduces deadly new enemies like the Armored Baron of Hell and Shrieker, who turn encounters into tactical nightmares. Thankfully, you get the Sentinel Hammer, a glorious new toy that can flip the battlefield in your favor. Escalation encounters offer optional second waves with serious rewards, pushing your skills even further. Between the breakneck combat, savage soundtrack, and stunning visuals, this pass is a masterclass in FPS mayhem. The lore might still hide behind codex walls, but the story plays out in epic cutscenes with real weight. If you want more Doom, but tougher, meaner, and louder, this is your proving ground. Rip and tear assholes again. At number 3 we have Wolfenstein II, The New Colossus, an exceptional first-person shooter game that challenges you to fight against the Nazi oppression. The game's greatest asset is its diverse and interesting cast of characters, which adds depth to the overall story. The heroes are flawed, yet strong, and their presence is felt throughout the game, making it more than just a shooter game. The game's environments are impressive and provide variety, but the game is still a corridor shooter. While the shooting mechanics are top-notch, the game can be unforgiving, and sneaking around is difficult. Wolfenstein II: The New Colossus provides multiple ways to tackle the levels, including using contraptions, multiple weapons, stealth, and melee attacks, which can become repetitive. The game's storyline is a juggling act between humor, horror, and tragedy, and it does so masterfully. Despite its occasional flaws, the game is grotesque, cathartic, beautiful, and shocking, and it is an excellent addition to the Wolfenstein franchise. This game is highly recommended for those looking for a shooter game that is more than just shooting, or if you just want to murder and blow some Nazis up. At number 4 we have Doom: The Dark Ages. A bold, brutal reinvention of the series, throwing you into an alternate medieval-flavored dimension, where biceps matter more than bullets. This prequel to 2016's Doom dials back the relentless run-and-gun chaos and dials up the weighty satisfaction of melee combat, forcing you to block, parry, and pulverize your way through hordes of hellspawn. It is still unmistakably Doom, just not quite the one you're used to. You'll shift between familiar fast-paced shootouts and intense grunted slugfests against towering enemies who don't flinch unless you get in their face. Every fight becomes a calculated dance of defense and destruction. You'll wield flails, flinging shields, fists, and yes, classic firearms like the super shotgun, though their purpose is more supportive than primary now. Don't worry though, there's still plenty of bombast. You'll pilot skyscraper-sized Atlan Max, and soar on dragons in sequences that feel ripped from fever dreams. Pure id Software energy. While these segments are not as mechanically deep as the core combat, they add a layer of power fantasy that makes this entry feel big, dumb, and gloriously ambitious. Yes, glory kills are toned down, but the combat's meatiness more than make up for it. Parry windows are generous, movement is heavy and satisfying, and enemies that once demanded distance now melt under a well-timed counter. This is not a safe sequel, it is a gamble that just might pay off. Get a head start on slaying demons with the Premium Edition, including up to 2-day advance access and the campaign DLC, when the DLC actually releases that is. You'll also receive the digital art book and soundtrack, and a Divinity skin pack, which includes matching skins for the Doomslayer, Dragon, and Atlan. Please note that this bundle gives you a 10% off coupon as opposed to the game itself. And number 5 we have Doom 2016, a reboot of the classic Doom game where you shoot demons on Mars. You play as a Doomslayer, partnering up with Samuel Hayden, a high-ranking official working on secretive Argent energy research projects on Mars. The both of you are trying to rid the forces of hell brought upon by Olivia Pierce, a high-ranking scientist who was enticed by Satan's promises of greatness. The plot is simple and is not the main focus of the game, but if you're truly interested, there are codexes scattered around for you to read. Levels in Doom have a singular goal outlined, but all of them will end with a gigantic battle involving the murder of various demons and highly destructive events. This game is not all about the battles though, as you'll be spending much of your time exploring the map filled with corridors looking for keycards and secrets. Enemies are quite varied, with some using melee weapons while others fire projectiles, before expanding to more varied weaponry and abilities like teleportation and minion summoning. Best of all, they spawn by the dozens, so you'll be crushing demon skulls for days. This game doesn't have a reload button, and all you have to worry about is pulling the trigger of a variety of weapons like the super shotgun, rocket launcher, the chain gun, among others. Each weapon is accompanied by satisfying booms as you turn demons into jelly. Weapon abilities can be upgraded via mods and have alternate firing modes. The movement in Doom is fast, faster than most other FPS games. This movement style encourages you to constantly move, kite, dodge, and lunge at demons, with some demons being as agile as you. You can also perform glory kills, which are quick melee animations that you can perform on weakened enemies for some very gory yet satisfying finishing moves, watching their demon heads explode into a million drops of blood and also become health pickups. You can use the chainsaw to saw demons in half, which also functions as a limited ammo regen tool. Doom is definitely an old school FPS where you're required to explore to discover necessary keys to progress, but when the action gets going, it really dials itself up over the top, delivering a very satisfying FPS worthy of the Doom name. And number 6 we have Doom plus Doom 2, a definitive package that combines two iconic first-person shooters from the 1990s, redefined with modern enhancements. These games set the gold standard for the FPS genre with fast-paced action, memorable soundtracks, and relentless demon slaying. When you dive into these classics, you're stepping into the foundation of modern gaming. Doom 1993 introduced you to the horrors of hell, pitting you against demons in a space station with only your reflexes and arsenal to keep you alive. The sequel, Doom 2, expanded the chaos to Earth, upping the stakes with more enemies, larger levels, and the legendary Super Shotgun. This collection does not stop at nostalgia, it's been enhanced for today's standards. You get improved visuals, 4K support, and a suite of accessibility features like modern fonts and high contrast modes. For multiplayer fans, cross-platform online deathmatch and co-op allow up to 16 players, while local split screen ensures couch play remains alive. There's also an in-game mod browser featuring countless community-made levels and gameplay tweaks. Beyond the original campaigns, additional content like TNT Evolution, the Plutonia Experiment, and John Romero's Sigil keep the demon slaying fresh. The new Legacy of Rust episode adds never-before-seen maps, demons, and weapons, offering even veterans a reason to return. Whether you're dodging rockets, blasting hordes with the BFG, or reliving the unmatched energy of its soundtrack, Doom plus Doom 2 remains a must-play. For newcomers and veterans alike, this is a portal to gaming history that is impossible to ignore. At number 7 we have Wolfenstein: The New Order, an action-adventure first-person game set in an alternate history timeline. Set in the 1960s, the Nazis have won World War II with their superior technology, and most of Europe has been put under their control. You play as BJ Blazkowicz, a badass American soldier who was admitted to a psychiatric asylum after a mission gone wrong, where he remained in a catatonic state. The asylum has been ordered to shut down by the Nazis, and after witnessing some atrocities on the people there, BJ awakens and he goes on a rampage to destroy the Nazi war machine and his nemesis, Wilhelm Strauss, aka Death's Head. The story is actually pretty good, and it basically provides you a reason to shoot Nazis with varying mission objectives to keep things fresh. The alternate history storyline is really interesting, and being a badass bringing down the Nazis feels great. Characters that you meet along the way are also relatable, as they are just regular people oppressed by the regime wanting liberation. You can use a variety of weapons to kill these Nazis, and these range from handguns, assault rifles, shotguns, all the way to more interesting weapons like Tesla grenades and a laser cutter. There are also some sections where you get to pilot mechs to destroy a Nazi encampment, and that is really fun, sitting in the seat of a mech, leveling everything around you. This game is great if you want to feel like a badass action hero in a film, murdering Nazis and bringing down their operations. At number 8 we have Wolfenstein: The Old Blood, an alternate history FPS game which serves as a prequel to The New Order. The Old Blood is broken into 2 episodes, which totals to approximately 8 hours long. You once again take on the role of BJ Blazkowicz from The New Order, except it is your past self. In the first episode, you return to Castle Wolfenstein as you attempt to obtain a document that sets up the events of the New Order. It doesn't go as planned, and you need to return to your Nazi murdering ways. You'll encounter new enemy variants like a sniper, some puzzle-like encounters, and a good mix of stealth and action scenes. While most things will feel quite familiar to the New Order, the labyrinth tunnels of the castle makes it feel different from the more open areas of the New Order. The second episode is a lot more interesting because it involves zombies now, and it is completely different from the New Order. There are a few really tense scenes, and the mystery of Helga and her adventures to uncover occult objects will keep you engaged. You have access to new weapons, like a melee pipe and an explosive count pistol. Existing guns have also been refined, making everything feel more viable. The perk system is still attached to challenges like stealth takedowns and weapon-specific kills. Old Blood has great pacing between stealth and action, and doesn't waste time in telling side stories. However, the villains of the Old Blood is not as compelling as Death's Head, and characters are not as developed as the New Order. If you like the New Order, you'll also like the Old Blood. It's practically more of the same, but pepper is some new guns to play with and new enemy types to murder. At number 9 we have Doom 3, a horror action FPS developed by id Software and published by Bethesda Softworks. In this game, a demonic invasion has overwhelmed the Union Aerospace Corporation's Mars research facility. As one of the only few survivors, you must fight your way to hell and back against a horde of demons. Doom 3 offers a reimagined experience of the original Doom, with a stronger emphasis on horror. The game's atmosphere is dark and claustrophobic, adding to the sense of dread as you navigate the Mars facility. The use of shadows and lighting is masterful, keeping you constantly on edge. Combat is intense and satisfying, though some weapons, like the shotgun, may feel less powerful than you expect. The introduction of reloading and stamina mechanics adds a layer of realism, but can slow down the fast-paced action you might anticipate from a Doom title. The BFG edition, released in 2012, improves the experience with enhanced rendering, lighting, and a checkpoint save system. This edition also includes the Resurrection of Evil and Lost Mission expansions, as well as the original versions of Doom and Doom 2. Despite its differences from the classic Doom formula, Doom 3 remains a compelling game. Its slower pace and focus on horror may not appeal to everyone, but it delivers a unique and thrilling experience. Whether you're a longtime fan or new to the series, Doom 3 offers a challenging and atmospheric journey through the depths of Mars. At number 10 we have Doom 64, a remastered version of the obscure Nintendo 64 Doom game. This game offers a more horror-based atmosphere while retaining the classic FPS action of other Doom games. The story takes place after Doom 2. Hell's onslaught continues, and a powerful entity, the Mother Demon, has escaped detection due to the extremely high radiation levels. The demon resurrects dead carcasses into evil hordes, and is up to you to stop them. As per many Doom games, the story takes a back seat in favor of the gameplay. You'll be moving around corridors, murderously shooting at anything standing in your way, flip switches and find keys to unlock the exit. Movement is momentum based, so it takes a few moments to build speed and change where you're running. Also, there's a lack of a jump button. Levels are maze-like and they're fun to navigate and fight in, but the aesthetics of the levels could feel repetitive. There's a ton of traps in this game, like arrow turrets in walls, crushes from the ceiling, to homing missiles. These can be annoying sometimes as it forces you to be careful as opposed to the fast movement speeds that Doom games are known for. Thankfully, checkpoints are close by if you die. As per any Doom game, there are plenty of secrets to find in each level. Enemies are varied, with most enemies from Doom 2 making a return. Each enemy will require different tactics to take down, and they aren't a walk in the park. You will receive a wide variety of weapons as you play the game. Starting out with a weak pistol, you will soon obtain the chain gun for weaker enemies, a rocket launcher to commit mass murder, the super shotgun, the BFG 9000, among others. And all these weapons are very satisfying to shoot holes through demons. Doom 64 is an awesome classic Doom experience, as long as you can get over the pixelated look. And that's all for this bundle. This bundle is stacked with legends, no doubt, but the price tag feels more like a BFG blast in a wallet than a deal. If you're totally new to Doom and Wolfenstein, sure, this is your one-stop buffet before the Dark Ages drop. But for longtime Slayers and BJ Blazkowicz veterans, odds are you already own half the library or grab them cheaper elsewhere. Great games, but questionable value. Unless you're missing everything, this one's more meh than a must-buy. In any case, I hope you enjoyed today's video, and if this video was helpful, feel free to leave a like and subscribe, and maybe consider unlocking early access to videos by buying the channel a coffee. Special thanks to Terry D for subscribing to the Early Access Army, and Mr. TJ Gossage for buying the channel a coffee. From the bottom of my heart, thank you for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next video.